Okay. So she and her husband worked this together, which I think is super cute and such goals because I wish my husband would get that involved. But she has been with Sensi for almost 4 years. I remember seeing her go to SFR with her daughter, and you weren't a consultant yet, right? When you went to
World Tour.
No, but Kansas City.
In Jacksonville.
Didn't you go to Kansas City?
I did go to Kansas City, but I was a consultant then.
Okay, so you were a consultant. Okay, so I thought you were not. Okay, so she joined and she's earned every single incentive, including top 150 to the Netherlands. She's earned annual sales. She is just so amazing and so authentic. I love watching her just show like her personality because you're actually going to have a lot in common with Michaela. She's also a chicken mom. And I just love seeing her be very authentic with her audience, with her customers about who she is. So I'm going to turn the time over to her. If you guys can mute yourself just so that we don't have any noise in the background, so she can start her training. And let me actually put you in like highlight video. So that way, there you go. Okay. So take it away, Diane.
All right. So you guys do see Christmas behind me. We have a vendor event at our home in 2.5 weeks, and I have to have Christmas ready. So that is why you see what you see behind me. I've got a lot of things done. I'm only about a quarter of the way through. It takes me a good 2 weeks to get my home Christmas ready. So I'm pretty excited. I clean as I go, so it's a big deal. But it is one of the most profitable things I do, and I'll talk about that later. But I'm Diane. My husband, Danny, and I have been married for almost 34 years. We just celebrated 35 years together. I was in high school when we met. So it's just been such a blessing. And we do own a business outside of Cincy. We do a carpet upholstery tile cleaning business, and we also do water damage restoration. So if a home office or building is flooded, we dry it. So we have been small business owners for 28 years, I believe. So it's been a long time. So we work really well together. We are like frickin' frack. Everybody, if they think of one of us, they think of the other. We're very like-minded. We work really well together. And Cincy, I found Cincy about 6 years ago at my very first vendor event. So with our carpet cleaning business, one of our longtime customers is Katie Cardoza's parents. Katie Farner, sorry. So her married name is Katie Farner now. We have known Katie since she was a teenager, which is just hard to believe that I am like old enough to be her mama. So I invited Katie to come and represent Cincy. I didn't know a lot about Cincy, but I do have a little tiny chihuahua. Let me show you my little tiny chihuahua. So my vet asked me, she's less than 5 pounds. So my vet asked me, do you use those little plug-in things in the wall? And I said, oh, I've got them everywhere. I have Bath and Body Works all over my house, you guys. And he's like, get rid of them. And I'm like, what? Get away, Satan. What are you talking about? And he explained to me that they were very toxic to little doggies. And I had a new grandbaby on the way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if they're this toxic to doggies, what are they doing to us? I had no idea. So I started doing a lot of research. I come across Cincy, but I didn't really know, like, I didn't even know Katie sold it until my husband happened to mention it. Hey, I was at, her mama's house, and Katie was there doing some work, and she mentioned about Cincy. And I'm like, really? So I messaged Katie, and she said, I would love to come to your vendor event. So Katie came to our vendor event, and that night sold like $500. I actually was with Unique at the time. So I had Unique makeup products, and Katie and I sold probably about that much also. But Katie and I sat down and talked, and she said, I made $9,000 last month. And my first thought is, whatever, because I'm thinking, no way did you make $9,000 last month. And then I thought, I've known Katie since she was a teenager. Her and her family are Christians. Katie is not lying to me. And I really started computing in my head because I was working super hard with Unique and I wasn't making $9,000 in a month, And I'm like, this is such a sweet company. So I started really researching it and found out how amazing of a company Scentsy truly was. And I've known a lot of companies, you guys, and Scentsy's incredible. Like, we are super blessed. And I just knew I had to join. And that was kind of the start of my introduction with Scentsy. Now, in the meantime, we had started branding ourselves, Log Home Mom and Dad. I have a Facebook page. I've got almost 13,000 followers on there. And my Instagram, I have over 5,000 followers. So I had really started branding myself before then because we're homesteaders. We have chickens. Like Liz said, I cook. I'm a baker and a cooker, and I do everything from scratch. I'm that type of person. I just love it. I feel like it's so funny because like my husband, he loves to eat. Of course, I love to eat. And it's always like, okay, so way to a man's way to a man's heart is through his stomach, or either we're fattening him up for the kill. So his way to his heart is through his stomach. We're foodies. We love it. So I just love cooking from scratch. That's a big thing for me. And I love God. I love family. And so I had started my little old page with just a few little followers. And now I've just got an amazing following. So it's been really nice. If I could give you any advice at all, at the end of the day, it is branding yourself, not Scentsy, you. What makes you different? And that, I told Liz I would talk about growth. And to me, that is growth right there. And you got to do things that step out of your comfort zone too. So when I think about growth also, I think that 2 years ago, I started with my little mystery boxes, which people were doing. And I was super nervous about doing. I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth it because you don't really make money on them. But I started thinking, okay, I'm just going to do them. So I think my first month I had 7. Now I don't have any less than 42. I've had up to 65. And to me, I'm getting products in my customers' hands and they're sharing me like crazy, you guys. So as of today, my sales are at $4,070 for the month. And that's just from me doing, sharing the love, but sharing my passion and love. People want to support you. And you got to start somewhere. So I know it's scary sometimes, starting those little boxes and okay, we're not going to make a lot of money, but you guys, the payoff is huge, huge for that. Not just the boxes. I mean, that's just a fun thing. And I am so creative. I love doing those type of things. That is a amazing outlet to me to be able to do my mystery boxes. And I call them cabin crates. So I make them my own. I've got my dog here. So if you see a nose, some of the other things I suggest for growth is fundraisers. I've got 2 fundraisers going on right now, one for a pet rescue and one for a cheerleading team. And I'm giving my commissions. Well, I'm giving 25%. I make you guys 30%, plus I get a bonus because I'm a star director. I get a bonus on my own sales. So I'm actually making 39%, I think, plus, my team GWV. So I'm giving them 25%, but you guys, I'm gaining so many customers. I mean, the pet rescue is at $1,085. I think I have 22 customers from that. That's huge. Those are my new customers. They're my new best friends, right? And so even my VIP group, I don't call it a VIP group. You know what it is? It's Log Home Mom and Friends. They're my friends. I love them. I want them to know that I love them. The same with my team. I want them to know I love them. I try so hard not to be a dictator or, telling them, you got to do this, this, and this. I try to love on them. And that is attraction marketing. And that's being authentic. And I love everybody. I mean, if I meet you and you got chickens, I'm gonna love you. If you like coffee, I'm gonna love you. I mean, there's things that you connect with people, and we're just like best friends. And I think people see that authenticity and they know when you're being genuine and real. So I try super hard not to fake. If I don't like you, you'll know it too. I can't help but to carry that on my sleeve. So, but I think you attract the people that like the same things you like. Like next month, the barn, you guys, I've already got like 12 pre-orders for that barn. It's incredible because like that is my people. The cow, when the cow Deja Moo came out at the beginning of the month, and when our roost warmer came out, those are all my people. They all want those things. So I know what my customers want. It's just so important to know your customer base, but also to attract like-minded people. My customer base is a lot different, I'm sure, than your customer base. It is usually people maybe about 45 and older. My customers trust me immensely. I have a book full of credit card numbers. If they want anything, they just say, Log Home Mom, order me this. And I go on and order it for them. And I have their credit cards. And that book, if we go on vacation or something, I am like, guard it with my life. It comes with me because they may want something, and I work through that. But as far as team growth, it's the same thing. People are going to be attracted to what you're portraying. And if you're always portraying, goodness, I've seen team members, maybe get upset with Scentsy because let's say we sold out of the Buffalo Bills warmer. They'll blast it all over their Facebook. I can't believe they sold out of, and it's like, yeah, nobody wants to buy from you when you're so negative like that. Me, I'm like, I am so sorry we sold out of this, but I'm sure there's going to be a second chance and I'll make sure I get it ordered for you, And so I try to give them an alternative, but that's the authenticity part of showing how amazing that we are with this company that is growing so fast and that has so many things coming for us. I just read tonight, you guys, that November will be our biggest month of 2020. What is that? I mean, come on, talk about growth. I mean, they're just like handing stuff to us on a silver platter. So when I say that I have on my team right now, I've got 56 people that have like 0 in sales. And, when they come to me and say, I can't sell anything, nobody wants to buy anything. I'm like, okay, have you asked everybody? Because somebody is buying. They might not be buying from you. What makes you attractive enough for them to buy from? Or nobody wants to join. What seeds are you planting? Are you planting seeds that, oh my gosh, we are having the best time and we want you to be part of this adventure? Or are you planting seeds of, I am so frustrated, I'm tired of Scentsy? What are you planting seeds of? Because I read those comments on our Scentsy Facebook page. And some of those comments from consultants make me just sick because as a business owner, this is the thing. We're each a business owner. We are not, we're an independent contractor. We are not Scentsy's employee. We are a business owner. What makes you stand out for people to buy from you? And if you're on Scentsy's page and you're so mad because we sold out of something and you're expressing that on Scentsy's page, do you know that when you comment on a page, all of your friends see it? It's in their timeline. Log Home Mom, Diane commented on Scentsy's page. Oh, what did she comment? I hate you guys. I can't believe you've ruined my life and you ruined my sales this month by selling out of this warmer. People see that. Your friends see that. And do they want to be part of that? No, they don't. They don't. So I really attribute my growth, like in May, $15 join special. I signed up 23 people in May. My team just I think it might've doubled in May. I don't know. It was incredible. But I try to create such a loving environment within my team and within my customer base that they just want to be part of that. They want, I get excited about everything. If you tell me that our amazing mousse here is available, I'm going to sell the heck out of that mousse, you know, because I love it. And I genuinely love it. I mean, everything Cincy comes out with, except chilling and grilling. I love, I love. I don't like salami. I'm so sorry. But I'll tell my customers that too, and they crack up. They just crack. They think it's so funny. So I think it's all the presentation too of how you enjoy something, or maybe not so enjoy something. And I'll say that. I'll be like, look, if you like salami, you're gonna love this. I don't like salami. I want to throw up. So, and I really try so hard to put Cincy in a positive life, because at the end of the day, that's my business. And if I make anything negative, that's going to affect my business, you guys. Like, I've got to show that I love that. And, I'm not selling Cincy. I am selling Log Home Mom, and I am selling people wanting to hang out with me and go grab coffee. But let me tell you, Cincy will come up in that conversation. Always. One of the other things I do for growth is I have not opportunity packets. I guess they could be opportunity packets, but they are my, trying to think of where I've got my purse here. I have packets every single place I go, and they are, I give out catalogs like they are water. I mean, I love giving them out. I make up amazing packets that I have on me. Any given time, I probably have 5 in my purse. And when I say a packet, I have a rack card with my information on it, with a join opportunity, with a catalog. I do a full catalog. To me, it's worth that 50 cents to do a full catalog. I do several samples, my business cards. Depending on what I have, I might even throw more stuff in. It just depends. But I put them in these great little clear covers, and they're just easy to hand out. We went on a business trip, not for Cincy, but for our other business a couple of weeks ago, and I took 20 of them with me, and I was not coming home till all 20 was gone. We were done with all of them 3 days before we come home. I was kicking myself for not making more. And so everybody we talk to, we're constantly handing these things out. And that's how you grow, because you don't know that bug you plant will lead to your next customer. We went to, was it last year, last year we went to not Waco, Austin. I was in Waco though. We went into Chip and Joanna's in Waco, and if you got to go there, it's incredible. I got to meet Joanna's mama. She was so sweet. But we were sitting there at lunch, and we're at a picnic table outside, because they have food trucks all around the perimeter of their little Magnolia area. And I have my purse. I don't ever set my purse on the ground. That's gross. I had my purse on the table, and it was my Cincy purse. A lady and her daughter sat down, and she, is like, hi, is it okay if we sit here? And I'm like, oh, absolutely. Me and my husband are sitting there, and she turns around and she says, you sell Cincy? And I said, yeah, I do sell Cincy. She goes, I love Cincy. And I'm like, I love you. And she has been one of my customers now. She's hosted a party with me, a pouch party. She buys from me. She's super sweet. And I mean, that was just a chance meeting in Waco, and I happened to have a packet with me. I gave her a packet right then. I told her, go friend me on Facebook, go like Log Home Mom, that way we keep in touch. And it never fails. And, just little things like the marketplace. We don't use that marketplace good enough with Facebook. That marketplace, you can post products on there as long as you put your PWS and you don't advertise stock. Just put your PWS on Facebook Marketplace. I just had a gentleman come over yesterday, and he messaged me about Jack Skellington. He ended up coming and buying the villains, and then he is coming back this weekend for Jack Skellington, and his wife already asked to be in my VIP group, my Log Home Mom and Friends group, and I've got a new buddy. I mean, I sat there and talked to him about all the amazing things in Florida. There are transplants here, and I really made a connection with him, and I try to do that with everyone. I try to make a connection at some point with everyone. And I even got, because I knew how much he liked Cincy. So when he messaged me last night, to thank me and everything, I told him, I'm like, hey, if you and your wife are interested in doing, this little side thing, we love having husband and wife teams on our team. We would love to have you. So I always try to plant those seeds too. And it's just that simple. And texting's easy, hey, what are they going to say? I'm sorry, no, or maybe ignore you or whatever. But that's the worst they can say. So texting is super easy to be able to send that. Hey, have you ever thought about joining Cincy? It's such a nice little way to earn some extra money, and you never know if they might be your next superstar. You just don't know who that could be, and I pride myself even at being Katie's star director. I think we make up like 1/10 of her team or something, our little team that come along to her team. And to me, that's super exciting to know that there's someone out there waiting that could be that next person for you, and you just don't know who it is. And because they could have a bunch of connections, just like us. I mean, we've now got 279 on our team, and that's pretty exciting to me. I love that. Who would have thought that we would have that many people? I think our team sales made up 1/6 of her team sales so far this month. And I think our team size makes up about I can't remember. It's like 20% or something. It's like amazing to me that we have come along, and she treats us well. And that's another thing, is treating your downline well that are great workers, because that makes them want to work harder. I do to me, they're stupid little gifts, but my front line, if they get $1,000 or a month or more in sales, I do something small for them. Last month, it was $5 Starbucks gift cards, but they strive for that. They strive for that $1,000. And what does that mean? That means growth for me. That means growth for my entire team, right? But I try to like reward my front line especially. But I did offer last month, because I had several leaders going for promotions last month. So the last week of the month, anybody that increased their sales by $500, we sent them a $5 Starbucks gift card. I said, well, I'm going to get a coffee or tea on me if you increase your sales by $500 before the end of the month. And I think I had 8 of them do it. And people love those little challenges like that. And what does that mean, though? That's huge growth, you guys. That's huge growth. That means my downline's going to promote. If you have a second gen director, you make more money off of that second gen director than you do anybody else on your team. That's so exciting, So it's just like, to me, it's worth it. I think we spent like $100 in Starbucks gift cards last month, and that was completely worth it for me. So you got to think about that growth. And I know a lot of times it's like, well, I'm in this to make money. I suggested to someone about doing the fundraiser. I'm in this to make money. But you wouldn't have had those sales had you not done that fundraiser. And those points go toward your incentive. Those sales go toward your 2,000, which means you're going to make 30% that month, right? And now you've got all these new customers. So I think sometimes we get stuck in this little box that we don't think about the growth out here for everything that can happen because of that. And I'll give away money all day long for fundraisers. I love it because I gain so many new customers. And to me, it's worth every penny I give away. I just wrote a check for $271 for one of our pet rescue fundraisers. I did 4 or 5 pet rescue fundraisers last month. And to me, that's absolutely worth it. I would give away money. It's a donation for me. It's a business write-off because, we need that with Cincy. We're not paying in income taxes the way we normally would with a regular job. So I love having a business write-off, but I love having those new customers. And those customers appreciate me because I donated money to their favorite cause. So that to me is just worth every penny of it. And I tell my team that too. I mean, that you can't, you're kind of, I know you're buying that advertising almost, but people see your genuine heart of what you love to do. And then they're attracted to you and they kind of stay with you. They absolutely love that. So I've already met some amazing new friends, especially that pet fundraiser. It was huge. And the one I just got done doing, and they absolutely love me because they love that organization. So they love that I did that for them. And it's a blessing to me to be able to bless other people. And so that's, with COVID, we've not been to church or anything. So to be able to give money, is just incredible to me. So you got to really think outside of what it is you're losing and what it is you're gaining, because it wasn't yours to begin with. So that fundraiser wasn't mine to begin with. If I wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't have had those sales and I wouldn't have had those new customers. So you've got to really step outside of the box. So fundraisers are a great way to do it. My mystery boxes, people look forward to them so much. It's to me, it's so humbling because every month I put them out there and I kind of hold my breath for a couple of days until they get them in the mail. And then they all start typing in my group and tagging me on Facebook. And I'm just like, okay, phew, they loved it, and I feel really good about it when it leaves, but there's still part of you that wants them to really love it. And I really want them to love it. And they do. And every month I've never had one single complaint about my crates. And I've been doing them for well over 2 years now. So that, to me, that is an amazing thing. And then you know how many people I've gotten turned on to our laundry products because of my crates, because they wouldn't have tried our laundry otherwise. And I think our laundry is one of our hidden gems. Like, I love our laundry. I smell so good. We live in Florida. It's stinky here. It's sweaty. My husband's outside sweating all the time. That laundry has just made things amazing for us. I absolutely love it. But that's a way to get your customers to try it. Last month, I put our body scrub in. So it was a whole pumpkin theme. And so they got the pumpkin cinnamon swirl body scrub. They loved it. And most of them had not tried our body scrub yet. So that is, to me, because that body scrub is like luxurious. You just to spread that on you and rub it in. So that's a great product, but it's just nice to be able to get these products in people's hands that they wouldn't normally try. So that is just amazing to me. Let me see what else of growth. Let me think about growth. Did you guys have any questions? Am I doing good? Oh, it's 9:30. I did good. Did you guys have any questions?
You're doing amazing. I just want to share how authentic she is. At World Tour this year, I met Diane I think 2 years ago at World Tour. And this World Tour that we just had at the beginning of this year, I was having a really bad day. I couldn't, and I love Scentsy events. Like, World Tour changed my business. You guys know that. But I was having a really bad day and I kept saying, for some reason, I can't remember the topic of your breakout, but I had an inkling that I had to go to this breakout. It was my first breakout and I had to step away from it to go get our lunch. And I remember I was hanging out with Ashley and my team and I said, I don't know why I feel like I have to go listen to this breakout. And she was talking about something about teams, and I'm just sitting there like doodly daddling in my notebook, trying to like listening and trying to think like, okay, like how am I going to turn my day around? And she said, their lack of appreciation is not a reflection on you as a leader. It's a reflection on them. And I literally remember looking up and just like tears started flowing because that's exactly what I needed to hear. But it was just like so authentic to hear someone say that, because I feel like a lot of times as the leaders, we feel like we have to take the attitudes or kind of like, oh, like just, whatever, like brush it off because, I'm their sponsor or I'm their leader. But it reminded me that I have to put boundaries and like put that respect for people to respect me. And I'm going to tell you, like, Diane, like that changed my mindset and that changed a lot of things for me this year because of that quote. And there's times where I'm having a hard time and I'm like, nope, their lack of appreciation does not determine what I'm doing. So that's when I really connected with Diane and just like, started watching her on the director pages and stuff. And she's just so like, she wears her heart on her sleeve and you can see it.
I do, because that makes me want to cry. So one of the things is my husband and I have mentored a lot of couples with marriage. I'm a sexual abuse survivor. I've mentored a ton of women that are sexual abuse survivors. And that's something I was able to bring up at that talk. I actually recorded it. I have it on YouTube. I can't tell you the number of women that come to me afterwards that are also sexual abuse survivors. And they're like, God had me in here for this moment, to give me hope and to know that I'm not alone. And to me, that is so important. And I did say in that talk, I remember saying that because I was super nervous, but I do remember saying that I had a vision quite many years ago of God showing me, I was speaking to a lot of people, and about my sexual abuse and so Cincy has been that catalyst for me to be able to speak to and reach a lot of women. I can't tell you the number of women I've been able to sit and pray with or pray for or cry on my shoulder. And I'm just like, I know what you're feeling, and I love you and I appreciate you and I understand what you're going through. And we as leaders have to be built up, and there's things that a lot of our team doesn't know about us and what we've been through, and it is hard. Believe me, I had a team a couple of weeks ago. I had an issue. I've got a whole downline that is doing fraud things with Cincy, and Cincy's working on it, but they're taking their sweet time, and having to deal with that. And then one of them actually threatened to ruin me on the internet because I'm a racist because I told Cincy about his fraud, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So there's things we deal with as leaders that no one knows what we deal with. So our hearts, I mean, at that moment, because that hurt me so deeply for someone to say anything like that to me, just absolutely hurt me. And I'm like, I'm done. My husband can make more in one job than I make all month with Cincy. So my immediate reaction is, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. But then I'm like, you know what? I can't let them define me and what I'm doing. They're doing something illegal. They're going to be caught, and Cincy's going to take care of it. And if they want to try to ruin me, that's fine. Go right ahead. But that's not my fault. That's not anything I did. That's on them. And if they want to act like that, I can't do anything about it. So I was just, it took me a little bit to calm down, but it was just, I mean, we all have things like that happen. Maybe not that extreme, but we do have to, we've got team members that are messaging us at midnight at 2 a.m, and you wake up to all these messages and you're like, what is going on here? And it's usually, and it's like, it's so important. And then it's like, where do I find this? And then you're just like, oh my gosh, so we all deal with those situations. It's just how we handle them. And a lot of times I have to take a step back and just be like, okay, that's not me. That's them. And I can't let them define what I'm doing or ruin my business. That's my business. I've worked hard for my business and my reputation. And if they want to act like that, people are going to see through it. And I'm, like I've said in this talk, that I'm a believer. So I totally believe that God's going to take care of that. So I'm not going to have to worry about them. God will take care of them. So
Beth asked on the chat, do you set business hours for your team?
So I have gotten to the point to where I am now at least waiting till the next day to get back to them. Katie waits a full 24 hours because she wants people to find the answer. And I'm finding the bigger I'm getting, I'm having to do that because it's not just my frontline I'm dealing with. Unfortunately, with me loving on my team, they all feel they can come to me. I've been pointing them back to their directors now because I can't do that. I can't continue to cater to them when they've got a director. I don't think it's right that they skip over their director to come to me. So I've not set hours like publicly, because every time you say something like that, you're going to offend somebody that you're saying, hey, I'm only on call from da 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 da. But I have purposely not been answering them for at least the next, like if someone were to message me right now, I wouldn't answer them until at least tomorrow, even though I'm up and stuff because then my mind starts going. So I haven't publicly announced that, but I think at some point I'm probably going to have to do that, which kind of stinks because that's not in my nature, but I can't get burned out either. And I know that. And I have a couple of my frontline directors, two of my frontline directors, they are moms. One of them is she has two very young children, and I've literally coached them to don't answer them because it hurts. I mean, they're trying to take care of their family and they've got people wanting stuff. And I'm like, we have an amazing team page. We have a chat. We've got the workstation. We've got all these amazing resources. Don't do that to yourself. You don't call Walmart and expect to speak to someone at the top at that very moment at 8 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night or whatever. We know that the next morning they will get back to us, right? Or maybe it might even be 72 hours. That's usually what they tell you. So I've been trying to really very hard say that to people. And a lot of times it will be silly stuff. Like I've got a downline. She's like 5 from me. And she messages me the other night and she says, so was your business really slow starting? What can I do to make it better? And it's like, you are in like 4 team groups. You are, and I was very honest because I come out of the gate running. I triple promoted my first month with Cincy. I knew I was joining. So I literally had my sales lined up. I had my people joining lined up, everything, you guys. When I came out of the gate and no, I didn't have much trouble because I knew what I was doing. And I think that's my small business mind that I've had for so long, but I knew what I was doing and I knew what my goals were. And so I knew 2 weeks before I started lining all my sales up and my team up. So and why my team didn't just like skip over me and join before me so I would join under them, I don't know. But I mean, they like all, okay, I'll join when you join. And I'm like, yay. So that was like super exciting. So I literally had everything lined up. So like my cabin crates, you guys, I know 16 months in advance what I'm doing for them. That's kind of how I am. I've got to plan ahead. I've got to plan. I know what I need. I know what I've got to get. I'm already looking forward to January and February. I know the new catalog is coming February 1st. So I'm constantly thinking ahead of what I need to do. So yeah, but with the team, that was a great question with the team hours. I haven't publicly done that yet. I am one that I hate hurting anyone's feelings. And so I don't want to say, okay, guys, I'm tired of you contacting me. And you can only contact me between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. and that's it. But I have been purposely just ignoring them because I'm like, okay, they can go to our team page. They can contact their sponsor. They can contact their director, and so I really do love Katie's response, though, of waiting at least 24 hours to get back to someone because chances are they have found the answer by then. And they didn't need you. We've got customer service too. They're still open for another hour. Like call customer service. I don't want to wait on the phone. You want me to wait on the phone? I just, so I mean, we're blessed. We're blessed that we have this. Like for us, it's our time is Eastern Standard Time. It's 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. I think that we have chat available or calling customer service.
Yep. So Beth said it must be a chicken mom thing because Michaela, she joined and she promoted to director in like 5 weeks, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a month and a half or something like that, right?
I joined the end of March. I joined March 30th and I promoted to director like May something.
Yeah, so it must be a chicken mom thing.
Yeah.
But Beth also asked, are your crates always the same price point?
They are. So they're $20 every month. And the reason why is because I started out, if they're picking up, they're $22. If they're shipped, they're $28.50. It does cost me a little bit more in shipping, but that $22 gives me about 60 extra cents. I have it all worked out. So even the locals, I get 60 extra cents to put toward that shipping, but they are $20, but they always include at least $20 worth of product. 1 month because we haven't had one in a year now, a flash sale. It's been a little over a year. One year I purchased like 35 no, it was more than that. Had to been 50 mini warmers for $5 each. So the crate a couple of months ago was like worth 30 $8 or something. But I purchased so I actually made a little bit money off of that one, to kind of stock back for other things, because that was only, only cost me $5 for a $20 warmer. So I try to keep it at that price point because shipping, USPS is killing us, you guys, and shipping is just insane. And I feel like if I end up going over the $30, that people won't find the value in it. And I want them to always find the value in it. And I guarantee my crates are usually around between $23 and a $28 value, because we bundle and save. But even when we bundle and save, it still counts toward the full price of what the product is. So even if we only are spending $5 for a bar, that's a $6 value. So even when we bundle and save, we still get to bring that up a little bit. And then with all my little extras, they know that I don't make any money off of them. I make that perfectly clear because I don't even accept PayPal anymore. They have to pay me Venmo or Facebook money or their credit card. I put that in on Scentsy.com. But I want them to have the value in it. So with all my little extras, they always find the value in that, at the full value, because I feel so bad that they're paying a third of the price for shipping and tax. And so $20 I felt is a great price, and I've not had an issue with that at all. And I actually have a lot of customers that order extra ones every month for their friends. And so that's free advertising for me. And if they're brand new, I always include a catalog and a thank you and my business card and all that good stuff, because I ship priority. So it doesn't cost me any more money to throw all those things in there.
And you said, is the $20 including the shipping, or that's?
So it's $22 if they're local. Total. It is $28.50 if they are if I have to mail it. Although for the next 2 months, it's going to be $28.90. USPS has increased their prices by 40 cents through the holidays.
Crazy.
So,
I just said it in the chat. I don't know if you happen to have one handy by you, but I'd love to see what one looks like, and like maybe the box you put it in, if I have one.
I might have one. Hang on.
Sorry.
So I have one that ended up coming back to me today because the road was wrong on it. So I've got to repackage it and send it out tomorrow. So you are in luck. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had one. Everybody's picked theirs up already. I ship out way more than I actually, and see, they fit in a priority envelope. So they, and I get these boxes from Staples. They're the cheapest I have found. I used to get them on Amazon, and then I found that Staples has them. So I've got a little stamp that says Cabin Crate Log Home Mom. I always put I love doing this. I always put their name on a tag. And the reason I do that on the outside is, and it smells delicious, by the way, on the outside is because then when I go to ship it, I know whose is whose. I don't have to worry about it. And because I personalize the inside too. So I've always just kind of done that. Everybody loves it. I love to personalize everything. So I always use a raffia, like a little twine to tie them. Their tag goes along with my theme. I always have a postcard with the theme on it. This one was Morning Pumpkin, and I always have a little saying on it. It says, as you unwrap your Morning Pumpkin cabin crate, don't forget to capture a photo or two of your cabin crate goodness and tag me on a social media account for all your friends to enjoy. I hope you love everything I put together. Don't forget to sign up for next month's amazingness. XOXO, peace, love, and enjoy. Log Home Mom, Diane Burnett, your favorite Scentsy mom and friend. And so that goes on top. And then I always have something super cute. So that's my little sticker. And I've got I always do tissue paper. I order my tissue paper from Nashville Wraps, and I order it in bulk. So I have like tissue paper up the wazoo. I'm trying to open it without tearing it.
Don't ruin it for me and all of us. I feel bad. Don't ruin the thing.
It's just gonna take me a second. So those were cute little stickers. I think I got those at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I order tons of this too. I also get it at Staples because it's great protection for my products. So that kind of protects everything. All right. Okay. Let me show you. All right, so this one was called Morning Pumpkin. So I tried to do the whole theme around that. So I've got a pumpkin, farm stand pumpkin, and I also have a, I forgot what the other one was on that one. I can't see that close together. Got this cute little pumpkin. And then I've got pumpkin candy, Werther's candy, and I've got a pumpkin spice Keurig in there, and I've got an orange little bag it's in. Then I've got your pumpkin. So this was super cute. I got your pumpkin cinnamon swirl, which makes it heavy. Pumpkin cinnamon swirl body scrub. But then I've got these cute little paddles to stir it up with that I got on Amazon. And you can see I did labels. I did labels on everything like that. That was my theme. Then the one thing I have in here is, so I started this about a year, almost 2 years ago, January. They get a charm every month, depending upon the theme. And this month I have a cute little pumpkin charm. And they get a little keychain. I used to get bracelets, but through COVID, the bracelets got kind of pricey. And they would get a bracelet like the first time they ordered a crate, and then they get charms thereafter. Now they get a little keychain and they get charms thereafter. I usually order most of my charms on AliExpress. And like I said, I'm 16 months in advance, so I know what I'm doing for the next 16 months. And when I get close, when I get probably about 6 months out, I'll order again because it takes so long to get everything. And through COVID, it took, some of my products probably didn't come for about 3.5 months. But it's a very inexpensive way. These ladies love this. I do a bingo at my house every month, and one of my ladies always comes with her little bracelet just full of her charms. They are just, I mean, it's hanging full. And I'm like, I make them because I have to put the little lobster claw on and everything. And I make them to where they can take them off, you know, they can interchange them. Nope, all of them. So they love these charms, and they cost me anywhere from like 14 cents to, I think the most I've paid for one is like 30 cents. So it's super inexpensive. And I always make a cute little tag to put on there too. So it's they just love all of that. Then in the very bottom of my crate, like she's a new one. So she's getting a catalog. Let me set this down. So she's getting a catalog. I had to make one up for this lady for a friend. And so always my sample is always something super cute. Let me get it and show you.
She's so prepared. I hope Sensi doesn't take her for like the marketing team.
So this month, since it was Morning Pumpkin, my samples were in the shape of pumpkins and it's always for the scent of the month for next month. And I make these up on Canva and I print them on Avery.com. So super cute. So like next month I'm doing Christmas Vacation. So this is the one they're getting next month. It's a tree. So I always do something that has to do with my theme for the month, and that's my mold. And I get my molds on, sometimes I get them at Hobby Lobby, but most of the time I just get them on Amazon, and the people love that. But they've got a catalog. She's got a flyer for the warmer of the month in there. And then also this is my rack card. So my rack card thanks them. I've got Scentsy Club on there. I've got our names on there. And then on the back, I've got a join flyer on there. And so it's kind of like all in one. I saved a little bit money by doing the black and white on the back, but I have color on the front. And that's kind of my theme throughout, being log home mom and dad. So if my one advice to you as a consultant that is trying to brand yourself is to make it about you and not about Scentsy. It's kind of like what I said in the beginning, is that people are attracted to you. They can buy Scentsy from anyone. Why buy it from you? Mm-hmm. So that make it whatever it is about you. We're just blessed that we live in a log home, and then we get to be log home mom and dad. So that's super cool. But I mean, it could be, maybe you love coffee. Maybe you're a mom and you have kids. Maybe you have chickens and you know, I mean, there's just so many amazing things. And like, we've got our little guy that we had made up. And so we use him a lot. We use them a lot, my husband and I. So I put that on all of our labels so people have something to, you know, like look at you and know that this is local mom and dad. So, and same with you. I mean, you could do the same thing. You could, even if you had a Scentsy bar in your hand or whatever it is. So there's lots of things. And that's from, his name is Ziggy. If you look up Ziggy on Facebook, he does caricatures and he does a lot of Scentsy consultants. So he's very affordable. He's extremely affordable. Like, I think it's less than $50, you guys, to make up a little caricature, and you can use it any way you want. So that's a lot of fun. But that's my crates in a nutshell. So it's nothing, huge, but like the people love it. And I love creating them. And they have a great presentation. They love all that interaction. They love opening them up. I have one woman that every month she's like, you have no idea what joy this brought to me today. I was having a really bad day. And I'm like, you're having a bad day every month when you get your crate. I'm like, that's not me, that's God. He must know. So, and it's fun for me.
You talked a lot about fundraisers.
Yes.
And okay, so you have a Chihuahua, so you probably have connections with pet rescues, but what would you tell someone who's never done fundraisers? I have a really hard time getting fundraisers. I've even offered them to like my daughter's dance team, and they came back and said, we'll do one in May. I'm like, no, like right now for Christmas, it's perfect. So like what is something that you would say to someone that's never really done fundraisers, like to get like in the door? Like if I wanted to email a pet rescue tomorrow, what would you recommend we go in with? Like,
so how I get my pet rescues is like this. It has nothing to do with my Chihuahua. I put a shout out on Facebook. Hey guys, do y'all know any pet rescues that could use some extra funds? And then next thing I know, I have people tagging people like crazy. So I send them a message and I say, hey, Diane here. Susie gave me your name and said that you guys are always looking for funds. And I love to do fundraisers and we love to bless people. Is that something you would be interested in? We would love to do one for you. We could set it up on Facebook and it would be super easy. And sure enough, they're like, absolutely, let's try it. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I just set it up like a party. I do it in an event. Now, the one I'm doing right now is for a cheerleading team, and we're a little over $500. I did it in a group, and we have 90 people in the group. And so that is like pretty exciting to me. I usually do events because groups, people have to accept it. But I thought I wanted to protect the kids if there was any kids in that one, since it was for a children's team, because typically what I would do, and I told them we could do this in the spring once COVID's over, we could do I love doing Scent Circle fundraisers. That's like my favorite one to do because it's super easy. It's $20, includes tax and shipping. You're automatically giving the team $7. You're still making money on it. And you're getting all the hostess rewards. So like the one that I did that I just closed for the one pet rescue was $1,085. You guys, I ended up with over $150 in free products. And then 4 or 5 half offs altogether. So that's mine. So I'm saving it. I'm like, since he's got something coming in November, I'm saving that puppy. And I have parties saved like crazy. I have a domain. So I stop all my parties at $500 because you don't get any extra perks until you reach $750 and $1,000. And it's only, the extra half off. And so I stop all my parties at $500. And that way, when a new product launches, I always get free shipping to have stuff sent to me, so I have parties just sitting and waiting in my workstation all the time. I love that. So the domains, you got to get a domain. It's worth, the first party you close will pay for that domain for 5 years. I love that. But the fundraisers, I literally just ask people, like we have a passion. My husband was a soccer coach for like 20 years. So we have a passion for giving back to children, and everybody knows this, and we make it known. Hey, and I'll put like, okay, that was the pet fundraiser, but I'll put a thing like, hey, does anybody know any coaches or team moms that needs funds for their teams? And they tag people. And then I send them the same message. Hey, Susie gave me your name and said, you guys are looking for funds for your team. I would be happy to donate my commissions and I'll get you some sales, and what's the worst thing that can happen? There's no fun. There's no funds to them. I mean, that's the worst thing that could happen. The best thing that can happen is that you gain 22 new customers from one fundraiser, or like I did one year, a wrestling one. It was a sit circle. It's for a wrestling team. It was $1,200. I had all the sit circles sent to me, and they lived in up north. It was like Michigan or something. I had them all sent to me. I separated every single one of them, and I put all their names in it, and I put catalogs in there and thank yous. And it cost me $20 to send it back to her. And now I gained, 60 new customers. So to me, that $20 I spent in shipping to ship them back out to her was completely worth what I just spent. So because I label everything, but, and that's all I do is I say, hey, who's a team mom? Who's a coach? Who has a pet rescue? So it's just constant like that. And people will tag their friends. So let them do the work. Don't worry about going to them, because then now you have, I know it's a little sneaky way, but now you can say, hey, Susie told me that you need funds, so it's like, oh, she did. Oh, that's awesome. So I have a connection. Now I have a connection with them. I'm not just cold calling them. I'm not just, cold messaging them or whatever it is. So I have a connection, because Susie has tagged them in something, so that's, to me, that's kind of exciting. So that's an easy way.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? Ashley, you're muted.
I have a question. Okay, so you said get yourself a domain. Tell me more. You mean a website, yeah?
No. So all you need is a domain. You don't need a website. So we have loghomemomanddad.com. Yahoo is, I have 5 websites for them because, like I said, we've got our own business. I've got Log Home Mom, I blog. So Yahoo is very user-friendly to me. 5 years is $50. I think it's $49.99 for 5 years for your domain. All you have to do is every time you start a party, forward your domain to the party. So it's super easy. You just go in there and you actually just click a forward in there and you put in the party address. And then now all orders that go to loghomemomanddad.com go to whatever party I have running. And it's super easy. We waited 2 weeks before we got our domain. I wish I would have got my domain in the very beginning. When we were going, well, let's just say we were doing the top 150. We were so close to the top 150. So that was, I think, January, I think it was, ended that.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we were going for the Mediterranean. In the last day of the month, I sold $2,500. You guys, that is 5 $500 parties I had. That's all my hostess rewards, and I love my hostess rewards as much as I do my paycheck. I think that is like incredible to me. That's like free products. That's free money really, because I can buy products and turn around and resell them, right? Or I can give them away or thank you or whatever it is. But one party, if you do one $500 party a month, one $500 party, that's $75 in free product. And that's 4 half offs. You pay for that domain for 5 years and 1 month if you have a $500 party. And to me, that is worth everything. And it's so much easier having someone to go to loghomemomanddad.com than to go to loghomemomanddad.cincy.us/700, whatever the party is. Because most people aren't going to do that. Most people are not going to know what your current party is unless you are constantly updating that. So it is just super easy to have a domain. Super easy.
That's a very good question. Anybody else have anything? Let's see who's still on here. Just want to make sure no one's like talking while they're muted. Well, Diane, thank you so much. You gave us so much information, so much about growth and then ideas. Like you're amazing. I love watching you, and you're, like I said from the beginning, you're so authentic. You can see it from even a screen. So thank you so much for taking your time out to join us tonight and give us some of your tips and training. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Anytime.